What's up, Jay Marian? Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys are having a great day. I am your SG Vice President, Anzarina A. Somaza, and we are now back for our fifth episode on SG On Air with the program entitled Importance of Communication Under New Normal Education. As we all know, in the midst of pandemic, communication is a must through on
Yeah.
a communication through online is a must with one another. And for tonight's episode, we will talk about how communication changes in the new normal setting. Along with my companion tonight, I also have here with me Miss Shang Aranshada. Yes, Shang?
So, as the saying of John Powell goes, communication works for those who work at it. Good evening, Jay Marians. I am Alshin May as Earnshada, your SSG secretary. And yes, we are back again with another episode of SSG on air. I do believe that in order for us to communicate or connect effectively, we must first accept that we all view the world differently and then use that awareness to direct our relationships with others. I know that you guys are excited with our episode today entitled Importance of Communication Under New Normal Education. So please like and leave a comment on the comment section. It could be a greeting, shout out, or your opinion about our topic today. And don't forget to spread this video by clicking on the share button.
All right, that's right. So later on, we are going to flash a question that will be flashing your screen, and later on, sa pinakalas ng part ng ating program, we will be reading three lucky
Yeah,
winners to have a 50 pesos load later. So best suit na dapat galingan ang pag-answer, so we were going to choose at least three. So
sayang na.
all right, so we're not going to prolong the waiting anymore. I would like to welcome you all, our very own SG President, Mr. Haris Japa, to give his opening remarks.
Hi everyone, it's me, Haris Ajapa, your SSG president, and I would like to express my deepest gratitude for those viewers who really support us from the first episode until now. Guys, for tonight's episode, it is very timely, relevant for all students out there, and we are hoping that you will able to enjoy and have fun for tonight's episode. So again, it's me, Haris Ajapa, and would like to express my deepest gratitude for everyone. Okay, and welcome and have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Haris Japa. So for everyone, information, I since we are embracing this new normal and communication is real a must, aside from before na face-to-face, di ba, dali naman tayo maka-interact sa mga tao, sa mga friends, sa mga teachers natin. We can interact them whenever we want. We just go to their office, reach out and everything. But in this new normal setup, it is really hard for us na to have to go there in the school kay dili man siya pwede, di ba? So
True.
communication in a means of personal message, messenger, email your teacher, email your friends, or whatever that you will come across na maka-reach out lang sa inyong mga loved ones. So like that, so in tonight episode, it is very important to know what is really the importance of having communication nowadays. Since it's very, yes, that's what Mr. Harris Ijapa says, it is very important. It's really timely and very relevant as of now, right, Sheng?
Yes,
All right.
that.
Okay, so as I have here, so you can leave your comments here, your greetings. So later on, we will be reading some of those. So from our very own SG President, maayong gabi sa tanan.
Ngayong gabi,
And very
Japa,
self-proclaimed masyado ang kanyang pagkaano, kay kakit sa nagro-opening remarks, oy. Okay.
sige, support
So
na
much,
lang.
so much for that. So since we have this a lot of event that comes through from the previous intramurals, we will now go back sa mga na-present last year. So here to go back to the era to where it has been. For tonight, we will going to present to you the song composition champion last intramurals that is held online din siya,
Yeah.
from the College of Business Education.
Ever wonder what's happening now? Seems the world is falling apart. Every day is breaking our heart. What happened to the world? If we're all lost, what happened to the place we call home? Let's fight, fight the sunset and me. Let's be one, you and me with unity. No matter what pain, no matter what strife, we can make it through with God on our side. Some sort of battle we can win. Everyone will be beneath his wings. If we work together, make the choices matter. We'll all be free from adversity. If we're alone, what happened to the place we call home? This is a world our own. Let's fight and be strong. Let us defend our own. Let's fight, fight the sunset and me. Let's be one, you and me with unity. No matter what pain, no matter what strife, we can make it through with God on our side. Let's fight, fight the sunset and me. Let's be one, you and me with unity. No matter what pain, no matter what strife, we can make it through with God on our side. No part things can get better. To break believe we can conquer. Distance and difference don't hinder. Fear not, we're all in this together. No part things can get better. To break believe we can conquer. Fear not, we're all in this together. Let's fight, fight the sunset and me. Let's be one, you and me with unity. No matter what pain, no matter what strife, we can make it through with God on our side. Let's fight, fight the sunset and me. Let's be one, you and me with unity. No matter what pain, no matter what strife, we can make it through with God on our side. No part things can get better. To break believe we can conquer. Distance and difference don't hinder. Fear not, we're all in this together. No part things can get better. To break believe we can conquer. Fear not, we're all in this together.
Wait lang, mag-feel palagi na ako ang music. Nag-stop na? Napaka-vibe, oh. Napadod siya, no? Let's fight, fight is unseen enemy.
So,
Ako
yes
rin
naman,
lyric.
pinag-laughing, right?
Let's be one. Yung bag decade to. Right, very timely and relevant ang kanilang performance that, no? And no wonder naman kung bakit sila ang naging champion these 4
True.
years intramurals. And indeed, no, very talented talaga ang J. Marians. And I know na even our SSG Vice President is meron din siyang hidden talent.
Very, very, very
Oo,
talented.
pero hidden lang talaga siya. Yes,
Hidden lang
diba?
siya. Now, yung mga hidden talent na dapat dili dyan siya i-show. Like
Yes,
that.
kaya nga hidden, di ba? Kasi
Oo.
dapat
It
hidden
will
lang talaga
remain
siya.
as hidden as much as possible.
Yes, true yan. So, before I introduce you guys our guest speaker for tonight, we have prepared a question for you to be flashed on your screen. Wait natin siya na mag-flash on your screen ang question. Sige, taas po tayo. Mag-read muna tayo ng mga comments from our viewers. So we have 400 million viewers as of the moment.
Ang
Thank you
dami.
guys for yes. Yes. Thank you guys for cooperating. All right. So our question is, as a student, ay na ba? Ready na ba siya? Okay, let's read first some comments. Hi, from Maki Boy, Canada. Good evening, Ate Ann and Ate Alshin. Good evening, ma'am.
Hello, good
Hi, what's
evening.
poppin'? So, medyo igang diri na side za. How about your end there? Kamusta there?
Medyo lucky lang siya karon kay dili kay siya very ano na shaky ang internet, dili siya nag-glitch.
No, true. Same as
Mm.
mine. Oh, wow ha, Jude. Okay, anyway, guys. So again, no, the question is, as a student, this is for all of our viewers have. As a student, how important communication is in the new normal? Ayan, yan na siya. Naka-flash na siya on your screen. As a student, how important is communication in the new normal? You can key in your answers on the comment section, and three lucky participants will receive a 50 peso worth of load. Sino magbibigay
Choosy
sa'yo
pa
ng load of
ba?
50
Sino pa ba
pesos?
'yan? Nanood ka
Oh,
lang ng
kami lang.
live.
SSG lang ang makakapagbigay ng 50 peso load sa inyo. Kaya, guys, comment na your answers and share na talaga your
So kung
answers
ikaw,
with
Sheng, how would you answer that question?
So as a student, how important communication is in the new normal? Very important, especially, di ba, wala na talaga face-to-face. So it's hard for us, especially, communication, mas, it's better for us to understand each other if makita na to ang facial expression sa person, di ba? Unlike sa mag-message lang on Messenger, on whatever kind
Mm.
of social media, like form of, tapos, di ba, you don't know if who are you talking with is happy ba siya, di ba? Di ba? Like,
True.
naghahaha siya, tapos hindi naman pala siya masaya. Hindi pala siya
Oh, 'di
masaya
ba?
sa
May
message
hugot.
mo. So, it's really different, no? Pero, important still pa rin na ang communication dito sa new normal kasi it's really important for us to connect with each other even if we are being apart physically. So, wala naman
That's
hindrance
true.
to communicate as long as you really learn to communicate. Yan siya.
'Di ba? And mas na-appreciate talaga ang ano, ang mga apps, like yung technology, how
True.
technology works in this new
Especially ang
normal
messenger.
setting. Yeah,
Like, ting,
true.
ting, 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 left and right and
Before dati yung Google Classroom, hindi yan siya masyado na ano. Kaya syempre,
yes.
we are having face-to-face class like that. So, since online man, so yun, mas nabigyan siya ng importance. Mm-mm. And of course, for reaching out your concerns to your professors, to your friends, it's easy. Meron ding iba na hindi siya gaanong gina-communicate. Syempre, consider din natin ang internet connection. And there are
True.
times na only messenger lang nag-work, 'di ba? Meron talagang instances na ganyan. Kaya syempre
As in,
mag-matter din siya sa heavy ng data ng isang app like that. Kaya messenger lang ang mag-work. But still, it's a way to communicate like that.
yeah, hindi lang talaga dapat tayo matakot to reach out sa ating mga teachers,
Mm.
sa ating mga colleagues, sa mga classmates kasi how are we going to understand each other if hindi tayo mag-communicate sa kanila? So let's read first some comments here on our comment section. We have here, shout out Ate Shine, love you. Wow, from Besta Doreen Farai. Hello, thank you for watching. She's from San Pedro College. Yeah, so welcome. Thank you for
Hello,
watching
love
this live. You are
serve.
all welcome. Okay, Za, let's move on. Okay, so moving on, guys. Our guest speaker for tonight is a college professor and at the same time our marketing director. So please help me welcome. Wala bang music dyan? Background
Background,
effect.
background.
Miss Lady Claire Logan.
Hi, good evening,
Hi, ma'am.
everyone.
Good
Hi, Ma'am Claire.
evening.
Good
Hi, it's
evening.
good to see you, Alshen and Zar. Good evening.
Good
And
evening.
just like you girls, I'm so happy na wala yung mga internet connections and I mean internet interruptions. And hopefully by the duration of our live stream tonight, ay magiging smooth ang ating talakayan. So I'm excited to share what I have prepared for all of you tonight. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you, ma'am. And
All
very ano
right.
lang siya, ma'am, kayo nakisama talagang internet ngayon.
Yes. Okay. So, pwede na ba tayong makaproceed sa presentation?
Yes, Ma'am Claire, go.
Okay,
It's
and
your
of
time to
course,
shine.
in the backstage, I would like to greet Marian Ambrosio, our technical operator tonight.
Hi,
Okay, so
Mar.
our topic this evening is all about the importance of communication under the new normal education. And kanina, you have shared some and the most common experiences na naranasan nyo in the past semester. And the top most problems we encountered includes yung mga internet interruptions and yun nga, yung data and, you know, iba pa, may mga power interruptions and very low signals, right? And I really wish to have a deeper conversation about these issues, guys. But tonight, what I prepared, para lang siyang introduction about the new normal education. So I hope that's okay with you guys. Okay, so communicating in the new normal education. Communication is undeniably important. Walang debate dyan. Alam natin yan. And in the field of education, communication happens everywhere. The way to learn is for students to listen, to read, to understand. And the way to teach is for teachers to speak and to relay the lessons to their students, right? And in the new normal education, however, the importance of communication is not just doubled, but tripled. Not just because we are venturing technology and the unfamiliar digital world, but mostly because of the problems and challenges encountered by the students and the teachers in this new setup. Okay, talking about communication, so I hope Marian is with me. You can, all right. Thank you, Marian. Okay, so here we are talking about communication. All of us know what communication is, right? It's a transfer of information from a sender to a receiver through a channel. But only some of us know how to communicate effectively. Okay, so what is communication in the new normal education? All right, so I hope Marian is working with me right now. Okay, thank you, Marian. Just keep up kasi si Marian yung nag-ooperate ng aking presentation. Okay, there you have it. Meaning our communication channels are actually limited and are cut off. And we are now limited because wala nang face-to-face classes, right? And why are we limited? Compared to the traditional learning setup where learning is enabled through various richness of communication channels available like by verbal and non-verbal communication. And we all know what verbal communication is, right? It's mainly about the use of words to share information, while non-verbal communication includes facial expressions, right? The clues in our voices, we call vocal paralanguage. Hand gesture, body movements, we call kinesics, and touch, we call haptics, and personal space. In the new normal, our lessons are now undertaken online. So we are now confined in the limitations, all right? We are now confined in the limitations of our screens, and we cannot get out from our screens. Okay, hindi tayong, yung horror movie sa doku. Okay, no, merong superpower to get out from the screen, right? No, we are confined in the limitations of our screens and the technology and resources we have. First of all, ito, sa new normal education. Not all are given the opportunity to continue studying. Why? Because the basic requirement has changed. You have to at least own a computer, whether it's a desktop computer or laptop or tablet or a smartphone, for you to enroll in an online class. So these tools we use are the tools we use for us to access the classes, which are now done via online platforms. And here's the real deal. We are faced with unending challenges mainly brought by the incompetent internet providers that our country has. The stress that the students and the teachers are experiencing in the past months are deeply enormous. Yung feeling na very interesting na masyado yung topic. Tapos, minsan, di ba, parang bigla kang nawawala sa meet. At minsan din, ikaw pa yung pinapagalitan, bakit ka nag-leave? Bakit ka nag-leave, Zar? Why did you leave, Sheng? Okay? Hindi mo naman talaga sinasadya, right? Sadyang very low lang talaga ng internet connection mo. Yeah? And as well as the physical landscapes we are in, like if you are in the boondocks or in areas with low signal, and sometimes meron din mga power interruptions na minsan surprise din. Yung akala mo si teacher lang yung marunong mag-surprise quiz, eh minsan pala si Meralco, Davao Light, pati Dasoreco, may pa-surprise din, right? And, guys, truth be told, these challenges continue to disrupt our process of learning. Like the noise, they are barriers to communication and barriers to education. Yung mahirap na masyadong lessons nyo, guys, like, nasa trigo na ba kayo ngayon or sa calculus? Yung iba nasa assessment of learning na. Tapos dagdag pa sa problema talaga itong internet connection natin, guys. And when our complaints and murmurings cannot solve a thing, then it's time for us to talk about how we can maximize our own powers to help ourselves with the problem that we have, right? So you would be surprised. Why? Because the key to solve these problems is communication. And this is why communication is very, very important. You see, communication is actually everything, and communication is everywhere. And if you think there's no way out from the problems you are in, communication can always create a new door for you to pass through. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Now, here are the ways to use effective communication to help you in the new normal education. Number 1, seek help, okay? Open up. Connect to your teacher, to your classmate, or to anyone who can help you with your problem. You have to be the one to seek help because nobody would know unless you would tell them, or at least you would give them clues, right? Minsan nagpo-post sa Facebook, parang indirectly saying that we are struggling, may problem tayo, ginagawa natin yan minsan right? But basically, we have to know that people are not mind readers. Unlike the traditional setting wherein, di ba, sa traditional kasi, it's physical. So, your teacher and your classmates can really read your non-verbal clues. If you are wearing a sad face, or if you are inactive the whole duration of the class, or minsan hindi ka nagsisnacks, or hindi ka nagtitake ng lunch mo, then of course, the people around you will feel na meron kang problem, right? And that thing doesn't work online. That thing doesn't work in the new normal education, okay? Because we can't see you, okay? Minsan pa nga, nagka-class tayo virtual, naka-off pa yung camera, di ba? So, there's really no opportunity for us to see you, and we don't know what's happening behind the camera if you do not at least open your camera. But what we can do is that we can surely read your message, right? And with that, let me just say this to you that sometimes you have to be willing to be vulnerable and share your problems and seek help, okay? Huwag matakot, okay? In JMC, it's so, we are grateful because we have academic consultation hours for academic and even non-academic concerns because these are the issues which affect your academic performance. We also have our platform for guidance counseling. We have communication programs like in social media, like what we're doing here, dito sa SSG On Air, a support group of students helping one another, uplifting one another. So everyone, you must not be afraid to seek help because if you have a problem you cannot solve your own, that remains a problem, right? Until you let yourself get the help you need, okay? So it's not okay to be shy, uncomfortable, and burdened, but it's always okay to be not okay. And then seek help and allow the help of others to make you okay, okay? Now, number 2, choose the right platform. Some of us are comfortable using direct messaging apps like SMS, chats, messengers, DMs, but did we ever ask ourselves whether these platforms are appropriate? Say, you would like to drop a subject, okay? Tapos, yun, in-on mo yung phone mo, you pick up your phone, you open the messenger app, and then search for your teacher's name, and then PM the teacher. Ma'am Queenie, please drop my subject kasi po may conflict sa schedule ko. Thanks. Okay ka lang? Ito pa. You pick up your phone again, and then nag-dial ka ng phone number ng teacher mo kasi nakasave sa contacts mo. Okay, so, yun na. Hello, sir. Sir Alan, good morning. Sir, curious ako, sir, ba if nakasubmit ako ng project on time? Sir, pwede mo ma-check, sir, sa Google Classroom? Yeah, really? Are you serious by a phone call? Okay? So, guys, what I'm trying to say is that Communicating using messenger or phone calls, hindi naman po prohibited, hindi naman po bawal. But always consider whether it's the right choice. So how do you know what is the right choice and what is the right platform for you? When it serves your purpose. Example, for formal communication, use email. And know that Facebook Messenger is not formal. So for simple inquiries and questions, however, you can use it. Okay? And how about giving a phone call? So if it's an emergency, kung urgent talaga masyado, if it's very important, it's between life and death, then give a call. But if it's not, please never even try to call. Huwag mong itawag ang mga bagay na pwede mong i-text. Kasi aside na nakaka-anxious yan sa part ng tinatawagan mo, baka nakakaabala po tayo sa time or sa activity ng tinatawagan natin. Okay? So I hope you will remember that. And here's my thought. Just because it's convenient doesn't necessarily mean it is right. There are many ways to contact your teacher or your friends or anybody. Choose the correct platform depending on your message. Number 3, be direct and be clear in your message. So you have to write not to be misunderstood. Don't leave a gray area that would leave the receiver of your message confused. Like, ano daw? Anong ibig sabihin mo, Sheng? Anong ibig sabihin mo, Ijapa? Anong ibig sabihin mo, Zar? Be clear. Don't go around the bush. The more clear your message is, the better your message will be understood. Now, there's a writing principle we call KISS, which means keep it short and simple. So yeah, what's the best way to write a message? KISS, K-I-S-S. Keep it short and simple. Okay, number 4. Seek good timing. Timing matters. Sending a right message in a wrong time can make it so wrong. Okay? Minsan pa nga, tinatansya natin na kung good mood ba si ma'am, good mood ba si sir, right? And we are hoping and praying that they are in the good mood, especially when we are trying to communicate to them, right? So send your message during working hours. This applies to official transactions. Always consider sending your message during the working hours, usually between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Beyond this, it's considered impolite and uncourteous, at least in my perfectionistic standards. So we have to understand that we don't own each other's time, okay? And just because it's convenient doesn't necessarily mean it is right. So there are many ways talaga to contact your teacher or your friends or anybody. And you have to, of course, understand the essence of timeliness, okay? So if it's 7 p.m., then send it tomorrow. If it's 11 p.m., can't you wait for tomorrow? And if it's 2 a.m., please send it tomorrow. May bukas pa, okay? There's exception to this rule, of course, and this includes like scheduled submission of projects or assignments when teachers allow sending outputs until 12 midnight. Yeah, bravo sa mga teacher na ganon, okay? Now, next thing. Wait patiently for the response, okay? So, mag-antay din tayo, okay? Mag-antay tayo. Just because your message is seen, it doesn't mean you ought to receive an immediate reply. Like, the sender is really obliged to give you an immediate real-time reply, okay? And I think this is the pain of Facebook Messenger seen feature, right? Kasi alam natin na nakita na yung message natin, pero parang scene mode. Dead ma, bakit? Right? Parang nagiging anxious tayo because of this experience. And in a lot of times, this experience of being, scene mode makes us stressed and anxious as you wait for a reply. Don't be anxious, okay? Your readers may take their time, especially when your message requires deep thinking. So in cases wherein your concern is not urgent, using phrases like, in your convenient time, ma'am, or whenever you are available, sir, is a very good way to show you care about the time and effort of the people you are communicating with. Number 6, acknowledge and say thank you. Once you receive the message, always give an acknowledgement. The sender hopes to confirm you received his or her message, even without him or her writing, please acknowledge receipt. So just instill this in your mind to always give acknowledgement. And of course, never forget the magic words, thank you. Always say thank you when ending your transaction. Never get tired of thanking the people. You may not know how that means to them. So, yeah, those are the 6 ways to use effective communication to help you in the new normal education. Now, moving forward, guys. There is a growing concern right now, and that is dealing with difficult people. Yeah? So, how do you deal with them? There are just people who are complicated to deal with, right? So, people who are complex, difficult, and just, hard to reach or get along with. So, how do you communicate with them? Sadly, do you know that in most cases of the millennials and Gen Z young people, they prefer not to communicate with them. And this is so sad. And you might ask and you might wonder why, right? Why is it that you'd rather not communicate with these difficult people? The answer is simple, and that is because of the fear of confrontation. We tend to avoid expressing our feelings if we feel we might end up in a conflict with other person, right? And the question is, there are just things na hindi mo talaga masastop, right? That you really have to confront these people. So how do you confront in the new normal? Remember, guys, that words can cut deeper like a knife. It's always advisable to speak rather than chat, to talk rather than write when solving an argument or a conflict. You can make use of your calm and soft voice to at least ease the intensity of your anger or disgust on a certain issue. Like, for example, group project. Hello, classmate. You are calling Japa. Hello, classmate. How are you? 2 days naman na due date na yung group project natin. Kailan ka magpasa? Kasi kawawa naman kami. Wala pa kaming grades at baka magbagsak kami ng dahil sa'yo. Right? So, when you talk, you can actually control how your message sounds like. Okay? Because you use your voice. Pero imagine, if you have the same message as what I said kanina, the same message pero hindi mo siya tinawag, kundi chinat mo siya. Tapos naka-caps lock pa. Naka-capital lahat. Okay? Do you think your classmate will receive the same message? For your reader, alam niya, feel niya talaga yung anger mo. Okay? So it's very advisable to make a call, mag-virtual meet kayo, okay, through speech, because the intensity of the hurt and the pain is lessened pagka narinig mo. Pero pagka nabasa mo, you can just, read that from time to time. At saka nare-refresh yung pain or yung anger or yung negative emotions. Okay? So that is an advice from me. So, it's not just what your message is that matters, but how you say it matters more. And when there's no chance to talk, always use a positive tone in writing or in messaging or in chatting. Be polite, be mindful. It's always safe to be kind, especially because you might not know that the person you are communicating with is at his or her hardest time. All right? So always be kind. To end, there is one quote that I would like to share, and that is from Virginia Satir, and it says, "Communication is to relationships what breath is to life. To live, we have to breathe. To flourish, develop, and sustain our relationships with one another, we have to communicate." So the new normal will later or soon be our normal. And right now, digital communication is the core of online education. We are excited to create digital versions of ourselves, right? To the extent of excitingly making our own avatars and posting them on social media, while others are choosing cartoon characters of their own. I hope that even though the promises of artificial intelligence, robotics, 5G, and the many wonders of the digital landscape are extremely overwhelming and exciting, but sometimes, we just wish we want to leave the past behind. I hope that we will never forget who we really are and that we are all humans. We have a body, mind, soul, and spirit. And of course, as humans, we feel. We have emotions and we are capable to feel. That's why in the new normal education, even though many things are made new, there are always some things which will always remain the same. things that do not change. Number one, the need to create opportunities to develop empathy and flourish our relationships with others, with ourselves, and with our Creator. And with that, thank you, Jay Marians, and thanks for those who are joining us live today. I hope you've learned something.
All right, thank you so much, Ma'am Claire, for that very informative discussion. And I would just like to emphasize what Ma'am Claire said, that we should really reach out and seek help kasi nga, people aren't mind readers. So how are we able to understand each other if you're not saying something, right? Diba? So that's the key of communication, is to really reach out and seek help. So again, guys, uh, with our question earlier, yung as a student, how important communication is in the new normal. So you are still given a chance to answer this question para manalo kayo ng 50 peso worth of load. Only JM sila ang makakapag-provide ng 50 peso na load sa inyo. So, choosy pa ba? Mag-comment na kayo dyan, guys. So, yeah, so to give us a break, let us watch a presentation from this year's spoken poetry champion, Team Jaguar.
Paano ko ba sisimulan? Paano ko ba sisimulan ng isang tulang naging bunga lang naman ng ating kasawian? Paano ko ba ito maitutugma kung ang mismong pangyayari sa atin ngayon ay hindi na akma? Pandemya. Pandemyang kung sa'y isang salita, ngunit libo-libong buhay ang ikinuha. Pandemyang nagdulot sa atin ng matinding sakuna, pamumuhay ng ibang mamamayan ngayon ay wala na. Hagip na hagip sa sariling mga mata, ang labis na pagkabalisa, mga bakas ng pagdurusa, ginagapang ang sarili sa salitang pag-asa. At hindi na maipagkakaila, mukha ng mga tao ngayon hindi na maipinta, gutom at sakit ay kanilang daladala. Nasaan na ang nooy masaganang ekonomiya? Babalik pa ba? O wala na talaga? Isang araw lang nang minulat ang mga mata, ang dating buhay na malaya ngayon ay limitado na, lahat ng nakasanayay unti-unti nang nawawala. Babalik pa ba? O wala na talaga? Ang noong normal na pamumuhay at labis ang saya, yung malayang nakakalakad kahit saan man dalhin ng paa, malayang nakakaakap sa mga tao kahit di man lubusang kakilala. Babalik pa ba? O wala na talaga? Gayon pa may huwag mawawalan ng pag-asa, sa labang ito'y walang sino man ang nag-iisa, manalangin ka't manalig sa kanya sapagkat hindi man tayo pisikal na magkakasama. Sa paraan naman ng mga iba't ibang teknolohiya, tayo pa rin ay masayang pinagbubuklod-buklod niya. Kaya sana ay huwag na tayong magbangayan, mag-ipitan, magtulakan o magsisihan. Kasi sa dulo ng laban na ito, tayo lang din naman ang magkakatulungan. Alam kong di na natin mawari ang mga pangyayari sa mundo. Dapat alisin mo ang mga bumubuong takot dyan sa puso mo. Huwag kang mag-alinlangan na tumayo, sapagkat lalaban tayo at hindi susuko.
Ganun, very
Paano ko ba
talented.
sisimulan?
Nalaban tayo at hindi susuko.
Yes, paano ko ba sisimulan? Di ba? I would
Babalik
just
pa
like
ba?
i-quote ko rin yung ma'am, yung sinabi doon sa spoken poetry na sa paraan ng iba't ibang teknolohiya, tayo pa rin ay pinagbubuklod-buklod niya. Very relevant sa ating
Exactly.
topic for tonight.
How'd siya dra na part, no?
Yes.
Congratulations
Paano
kay
ko ba
Given.
sisimulan? Yeah, and trivia lang guys, Given is also the spoken poetry champion last school year's intramurals, so face-to-face pa.
So, back-to-back
very
champion.
Wow, back-to-back champion talaga
Until
siya.
daw na mag 4th year si Given, kaya siya daw gihapon ng representative.
Pwede. So, okay lang sa iya. ha?
Dapat hindi pwede yan.
Okay, so moving on, we have prepared 2 questions here, Ma'am Claire, to be answered by you,
Okay.
of course. And the first question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of communication under new normal education?
Okay, so there are various disadvantages and advantages. It's pros and cons, right? The advantages, include the ability for us people to communicate through these technological channels and digital platforms that we have. Why? Because given the situation that we have right now, we are very much limited. No face-to-face interaction, lockdown tayo, we feel isolated. But thanks to modernization technology, ay enable pa rin tayo na nakikipag-communicate with one another. And we can have a lot of options. It's like one-on-one communication, private communication, and we can also have public communication like doing live streams, right? So ang daming options. The disadvantage, however, is what I shared kanina, yung mga non-verbal cues, right?
True.
This includes yung hindi, kung ano lang yung sinushow natin online, kung ano yung nakikita nyo sa screen, yun lang din yung nakikita nyo talaga, right? Yun lang ang nakikita ng tao. And translating our human emotions virtually and digitally is still a challenge. And I think very deeply that doing vlogs, I think, is the highest level of human expression, sharing his or her daily lives. But we don't have that confidence yet to really just show to the whole world who we really are, right? And by saying, ang dami pong mga disadvantage and meron ding mga psychological implications like yung increase of depression, anxiety, and yung na-share din ni Ma'am Mervic from the psychology department na nagkakaroon ng cabin fever kasi we just feel stuck in our room. So, things like that. And ang dami-dami pa. But I think for tonight, that's all na pwede kong ma-share.
Alright, thank you, Ma'am Claire. Very challenging talaga yung from face-to-face na communication tapos ililipat through chats or something like that. Kasi
Exactly.
hindi mo talaga alam yung real na nag-feel ng kausap mo, di ba?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, for the second question naman, ma'am, what is your advice for those students who are struggling to communicate in today's educational system?
So, we must know kung bakit ba sila nagsistruggle, anong point ba. Number one kasi, we are all affected by the limitations of the technology and resources that we have, right? And I think this one is just an add-on. It's like a salt to our wound. We are all wounded, mainly because we have our personal problems within us, academic concerns, mainly since we are talking about communication in the field of education, our primary concern is academic concern. However, we cannot deny the fact that the things which are happening around us affect directly and indirectly sa academic performance natin. May problem sa bahay, and then you're stuck in your house, okay? May problem with finances. So, ang daming mga problems, right? And students really struggle to open up to the teachers or even to friends. And even though we have services like guidance counseling, we're very much open. Teachers are just waiting for you guys. You know what? It's barely na yung students talaga ay kumakatok na mga available doors eh. So we have to really make opportunities, platforms like what we are having here sa SSG on air for them to air out their concerns. So for those who are struggling, always remember that sometimes the hardest, struggle to overcome is the problem we create ourselves. And sometimes the only way out for us, if we feel stuck, is the door we closed ourselves, right? So the key is to really overcome yourself para you can help yourself with the struggles that you're in. And you feel like very burdened na parang feel mo ikaw talaga yung may problema sa buong mundo. No, don't you ever think that. Why? You just don't know that the person beside you, the person around you, also have their problems of their own. So lahat tayo pantay-pantay, lahat tayo nagsistruggle. The thing is for us to appreciate the freedom of thought, the freedom of choice, to really, seek opportunity to help. That's why yung kanina na-share ko po, number one, seek help. Okay? Don't be afraid to seek help.
All
So I
right,
think that's it.
true. we are all struggling man yun, ma'am, syempre,
Yes
di ba,
po.
in this new
Mm-mm.
normal education. But the very least thing lang yun is always extend and ask help lang yun.
Mm-mm.
And of
True.
course, if naatay concern, always reach out lang yun. Kay
Mm-hmm.
how would someone know if naa na day tay struggle, naa na day tay ginapagdaanan if we don't say it, of course. Dili na ganita makaano ka na maka-say it out loud like face to face.
Mm-mm.
And the only means lang yun is to communicate through messenger or
Mm-mm.
emails like that. And one thing lang pod, ma'am, is for of course for all of us students like that. And if we think na we are lacking some things or some requirements, some activities,
Mm-mm.
always reach out lang yun, like if dili ta makapasa on time like that. And of course, one thing yun ay kanang exam projects like
Yes.
that. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, lain sad na murag ang teacher na ang mugukod sa student like
Yeah.
that na ano dili man ni magpasa si ano ay teacher ba nagbabot like that.
Exactly.
Oo, so always
Yeah.
ano lang yun, ingon lang jud nato ang reason like that nga na di ta
Yes.
makapasa. And I
Yeah.
know
Sorry.
ano man pod ang mga teacher is very understanding man pod
Mm-hmm.
siya.
Yes, I
Exactly.
Of
believe,
course,
I
di ba?
believe. I believe ko talaga.
May strong
JLT
faith talaga tayo.
teachers, JLT teacher is
Yay.
very
Yes.
understanding. Di ba,
Oo,
And
Ma'am
I would
Claire?
like
like
I
that.
would like to add with what Zar said kanina. So, dili ang teacher magukod sa inyo, though the reality is we really do that sometimes. Okay? Of course, because we care to our students, parang wag tayong mag-ghost. Okay? Hindi tayo
Mm-mm.
mang-ghost. Okay? Na
Yeah.
biglang nawawala, right? So, you have to communicate. You have to share your whereabouts. Kasi, we always consider naman valid reasons. To the extent na if we can help, then we will really do our best to really help. Okay?
Mm-mm, true, like that. So thank you so much, Ma'am Care, for lending us time
You are
to be with
welcome.
us.
Thank you so much for the
Yes,
time.
ma'am. For
Thank you,
Okay, and
go
ma'am.
on pa batik
opo,
sa
so
next
pwedeng
episode pa like that.
okay, so pwedeng mag-thanks. Can I express my thanks right
Yes,
now?
ma'am.
Okay, so
Sure,
first
Ma'am
of all,
Claire,
thank you
go
so much
ahead.
to our SSG on-air production team, to the SSG President, Mr. Harris Japa, with our Vice President, Anzarina, and our Secretary, Alshen Oranshada, and our Technical Director right now, Miss Marian Ambrosio. And of course, to the rest of the JMC family, to our founding president, Pastor Apollo Siki Buloy, to our school president, Dr. Jose Maria Gonzalez, to our school adjutor, Ma'am Rose Marie Di Magnaong, and for the rest of the academic teaching staff and all the staff, diba? Ang dami kong gustong pasalamatan because these people are really vital people. We thank them because in the midst of the pandemic, they are still here. Okay, they're still here working para ma-deliver pa rin ang assured, consistent, quality education even in this time of the pandemic. So, thank you so much, guys, and especially to those who are watching us live today. May the Father Almighty bless us all. Continue to believe in yourself, and please don't forget, be kind, be the light, and spread good vibes. Spread the love.
Thank you,
Bye,
Ma'am
and see you
Claire.
again
Bye.
soon.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
So before we will announce the winners, the lucky winners of the 5 million, charas, 50 lang, 50 peso na worth of
50
load lang,
million.
guys. Mag-shoutout muna tayo ng mga nagko-comment dito sa comment section. So shoutout to Mr. Ryan Mimburan. Hi, thank you for watching. And also to Mr. Vishaite, thank you for watching. Very supportive coming from the iTest. And meron na ba tayong winner? Feel mo
I
sino ang
think,
winner?
I
Marami
think,
nag-pin ng kanilang comments dito sa
pinagagawa ng ang 50 million pesos
Yes,
of load.
yes. Ako rin no, meron lang
Only
talagang ganun.
SSG lang ang namimigay ng 50 pesos load every Friday.
Yes.
So, manood lang
Ayaw
tayo
nyo
ng live
nun?
and meron na kayong
Ayaw
50
nyo nun?
pesos load.
So, laban lang talaga tayo mga guys. So, ayun, may nagbigay
So,
na ng
mag-ano na lang
Gcash number. Meron na nagbigay ng Gcash number dito. So, feel niya talaga na siya yung mananalo ng 50 million, ay, 50 peso worth of load. So,
Ay, pasensya na.
sa mga nanonood ng live na yon, you can send money sa Gcash ni Mr. Ryan Limburan. Kayo na lang po ang donate. Hindi na kami, ha? Kayo na lang po. Okay.
Sige,
So,
like that. And I guess very excited na sila kung sino ang nanalo sa ating 50 pesos of load. Three lucky winners will be given 50 pesos load each. And after this live, please message the page na ma-flash din siya later on sa inyong screen kung saan kayo mag-message, and later on i-send na ninyo ang full details nyo, as well as your name and your contact number para send na namin ang inyong mga load like that.
Yes.
So,
Masend na namin ang 50
prolong pa ba
million.
natin ang agony, Sheng?
I-announce na ba natin? Nasa mga kamay na
May
natin
nanalo ba?
Actually, kita lang. No? Ikaw o ako. Just lang. Okay, so...
Okay, go.
Ako na. Sige, ako na. So, our
sige,
winner
go.
for tonight... Char, maka-winner. Dun na for our 50 peso worth of load winners.
First,
Chareng. We have here... Asa na? I'm sorry.
i-flash yan ni
Mr. Ryan Limburan. Yan. Communication is very important nowadays because this is the only way to escape from sadness. Like you have somebody to talk, somebody willing to listen to your
sadness. That's very true.
Congratulations, Mr.
Congrats, Ryan!
So,
just message lang later on after this live sa ating Facebook page.
yes.
And next
the
winner,
second winner is Mr. Asa to yung full name? Maki Boy Canada. Congratulations. Sabi niya dito.
Congrats.
Now, as a student, communication in the new normal helped me to a better person, and with the help of this kind of communication, I learned how to ask, overcome my fears, accepting mistakes, and this new normal of communication also taught me to explore the things that I never did in the face-to-face class. Neither I thank God because this is a blessing to us, especially students. I can say that in the new normal, we are able to be flexible, and in the new normal, we can overcome the challenge. All right? Congratulations.
Yay!
for
Congrats,
winning a 50 peso
Maki!
worth of load. And for our last winner, hindi na natin patatagalin kasi. Sino ba naman kasi? We have here Missy?
Babae siya.
Miss?
Missy?
Na ba?
Or soon?
Parang papunta pa lang sa Missy. Miss Kiza Mia Okias Kinicho. Congratulations! Sabi niya dito,
Congrats!
improved virtual communication and collaboration by learning to work with others in a virtual environment can make you a more effective leader. True. You'll develop critical leadership skills by utilizing specialized knowledge, creating efficient processes, and making decisions about best communication practices. So congratulations, just claim your 50 million 50 peso worth of load.
Congrats,
Just
team!
message the SSG page. So that's it for tonight's episode, guys. Thank you sa ating 400 million viewers. And
So continue lang to watch the SSG Live on air every
Yes,
Friday
every
from 7
Friday.
o'clock to 8 o'clock in the evening. So magdepende din siya pag ma-change din lang tayo. So okay, I think that's it for our tonight's program, for our SSG Live. So for more details and update for our next SSG on air, please visit our Facebook page that will be flashed on your screen now, or in your screen. And on behalf of our school founding president, Pastor Apollo C. Kibeloy, the Board of Trustees, School President Dr. Jose Maria Gonzalez, School Administrator Ma'am Rosemary de Magnaong, Senior Vice President Dr. Felix Chavez, the Vice President for Academic Affairs Dr. Josefina Ortega, Vice President for External Affairs Dr. Joe Mark Libre, College Deans, Principal, Program Heads, and of course, from the faculty and the whole of the JMC community. Once again, this is your SG on air, and we are live every Friday from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the evening. This program is brought to you by the partnership of JMC Communication Office and the Supreme Student Government. And of course, special thanks to Ma'am Mirna Ambrosio, our JMC Communication Director. Okay, guys, this has been your SG on air. Thank you so much, J. Marian, to those who are watching us live. May you have a great evening, everyone. Goodbye, everyone, and see you on our next episode. Bye.
Bye. See you.